Hello YouTube, Byron with Splitting Slices. Today we are going to start a new long video series that I am calling Yay or Nay. Basically, we will put two EDC knives head-to-head, mano-a-mano, and compare them on their price, their specifications, and their performance carrying them for 1 week. The two knives we're going to start with on the series, we are going to compare and contrast the Russian-designed Daggerr Vendetta, this is a tactical EDC folding knife, against the Petrified Fish Victor, which is an EDC folder. Now both of these knives are frame locks and both of these knives are rear flipping tab knives. They both have D2 or K110 steel blades, so very similar performance in their blade steels. But that's where the similarities end. So let's go ahead, remove one of the knives from the table and discuss the specifications of the other. Okay, so the first knife on the table is the Daggerr Vendetta. Again, this is over 11-inch long knife with a 5-inch long dagger style blade of D2 steel and a 6-inch long handle made from stainless steel, and the show scale is then G10 and red and black carbon fiber. Now, this blade, when I used it, performed very well. I carried it for a week. It performed standard EDC tasks very well. It is a very sharp knife. The knife edge held up for a week's worth of use, slicing vegetables, slicing sandwiches, and basically cutting cardboard, and on a couple of occasions actually coped some wood. So I had no qualms or problems with using the knife as far as it being sharp. My major concern with this blade, though, is its closing action. Now, it has adequate access to the frame lock, but when you go to close the knife, for the most part, it will double clutch. I have a feeling it is a combination of the weight of the blade of the knife as well as maybe a better design required for the detent ramp. But in any case, for the most part, this knife is difficult to close and it's hard to get past that double clutch situation. This is the Daggerr Vendetta. All right, the second knife is the Petrified Fish Victor. And again, this is an EDC folding knife. It has a 3.5-inch long clip point Bowie style blade. It does have a flat grind on both sides. It starts about a third down from the width of the blade. It has a stone wash finish. Both sides have, as far as show scales, have a blue denim micarta, which is very grippy, very textures, very nice in the hand with a warm feel. We'll turn the knife over and you can see that it has a steel formed pocket clip. It is deep carry pocket clip and a very well designed pocket clip in that it goes and is installed through the end of the knife between the scale and the frame, and is held in by 2 screws. It is ambidextrous, so it can be flipped over to the opposite side of the knife with a second set of screws to install it. It is a flipping tab frame lock folder. Centering is great. Good blade stock on the blade. It has 0.15 inches of blade stock. It is on bearings, and it is imported from China. Now, I used this knife for a week for standard EDC tasks, and it performed exceptionally well. That clip point Bowie blade worked very well for both penetrating cardboard, slicing cardboard. It did great slicing sandwiches, fruits, vegetables, and doing standard EDC tasks. The tip is strong enough to actually do some coping work. I did mark some boards in wood using the blade, and it held up fine for an entire week. It has exceptional action for a budget folder. It is on ceramic bearings, but it has drop shuck action all the way in. Has a nice detent, and just fall shut action once it initially clears the detent ramp. So this knife was exceptional to use. I enjoyed it very much and would highly recommend it. All right, so to finalize my decision, yay or nay, I have to decide which of these two knives I feel is the better performing, best value for the knife enthusiast. And for me, based on my use for a week of both knives, I can't give it to the Vendetta, basically due to that double clutch action trying to close the knife. So the yay knife for this first contest is the Petrified Fish Victor. The Victor runs $45 to $50 on most retailers. The Vendetta, when it was in stock, and it has not been in stock at most dealers for at least a year now, runs from anywhere from $85 to $100. So based on its performance and based on the overall value, I have to go with the Petrified Fish Victor as my first yay knife. Well, that concludes this series. This is Byron from Splitting Slices saying, please split a slice with somebody soon. Thanks again, folks. Take care.